Serious question, y'all. Does China want to go to war with us? Because I'm always hearing about China hacking us. Balloons, drones, hacks. I keep hearing about that. So one of y'all tell me what's going on, what y'all think it is. You know, I know a lot of y'all watch politics way more than I do, and I have been watching for a while more than I do. So I want to know exactly what it is, because they always doing something in our business.
But we also want to get to some other top stories that we are following for you right here on Live Now from Fox, and it has to do with a big hack that happened recently, and it was just announced by U.S. Treasury. They say that Chinese hackers stole documents in a major incident, and right now that is being discussed, of course, in different avenues here, as Chinese state-sponsored hackers breached the U.S. Treasury Department's computer security guardrails this month and stole documents in what Treasury called a major incident, according to a letter to lawmakers. The hackers compromised third-party cybersecurity service provider Beyond Trust and were able to access unclassified documents there. So a major security breach that we want to continue to talk.
Damn. Just a downpour outside. Jesus.
About right here on Live Now from Fox. And I want to bring in our next guest here this hour to help break down this breach and what it can mean. So this is Nathaniel Bradley with Data Vault.
Yeah, what could it mean? They're trying to take over the United States. What they trying to do? Ruin us?
Thanks for having me. Nice to see you, Mike.
All right, so let's get right into this for everyone that's watching. You think about, okay, Treasury, big department there, has to do with a lot of them. We're talking about the safeguards, really, of our economy. And with this breach, what does that mean? And what were you thinking when you heard that?
Well, leading into this, there's been a lot of talk about TikTok and its approach with our youth and how they've penetrated the number one. They have the number one app.
He said penetrate. Yeah, they got the number one app, and they got one of the number one games, which is absolutely fabulous. Black Myth Wukong. Hopefully that wasn't no infiltration, because damn, we all been infiltrated. That game was off the chain.
In U.S. youth. And now this attack, which is...
Oh, yeah. So, from what I understand, the Show Game Awards, of course, didn't give it Game of the Year, but the Steam Awards did. I heard it kind of swept the Steam Awards. That's a damn good game, boy. Like I said, I hope it wasn't no tool to infiltrate.
Again, the Treasury is going to have documentation there that gives you insights to American life, almost every aspect. And there's a tremendous threat to our businesses and to our communities when you look at this particular breach, which happened through a third-party source. So Beyond Trust, cybersecurity company that's a third party to the Treasury, has provided a security key that's utilized at workstations. And this is what ultimately it's not revealed to us how that security key got into possession of these Chinese hackers, but that indeed was the process, or the form of attack here was the ability to obtain access to work terminals by using a security key provided by Beyond Trust. So that in addition, to what I was thinking when I heard about the attack was really, the ongoing assault on our data and the use of it by our enemies with respect to understanding every aspect of the United States and how we live, how we operate, what our businesses are involved in. And these insights give, the Chinese government insights into their own communist regime. They are able to adjust and see information that it was proprietary to us and proprietary to our nation. So it is a very concerning threat.
Yeah, absolutely. And if you could paint a picture for our viewers, so when a hacker gets in through this third party and they're able to access some of the computers that are part of the Treasury Department, how do they then navigate? Okay, let's pull this file, let's open this up. How do they navigate going through all that, and what are they? Or do they have an idea of what they are looking for? And is there more roadblocks once they're in to try to get more data?
Well, this time
Roadblock. Cobra's through. What do we do?
of year, it's a
Y'all all better get that too.
The end result for the hacker is as if they're
Is everybody
sitting in
my
a
age?
chair in front of the terminal, with the key to access everything that terminal could do. Likely during normal course of business, individuals would notice that activity. Typically, this time of year, we're away on vacations and other aspects where those terminals could be accessed and be utilized without the instant notification. Now, I would state that the FBI, the U.S. Cyber and Infrastructure Security Agency, have had a rapid response since they learned of the breach. And in this case, it appears that they have rather quick response. We've had other breaches by other hackers in our government where these Trojan horses have sat for months and months without detection. This seems to be more of a finite or an acute attack where specific documents are taken. And again, that's just my view of it. But with respect to the response of our government, we do have extremely strong infrastructure and response mechanism. We're the best at this in the world with respect to cybersecurity. We lead the world in that, and that bodes well for.
Well, we the best, and we keep getting hacked. Good Lord.
Are continuing to lock down these systems, but again, once data has been breached and taken from us, we'll never get it back. And I would just reiterate the use of TikTok and the kind of foregoing issue there. Where we struggle as a nation between the utility of the technology and the privacy around it. And these are becoming key issues as we involve more and more technologies into our families and into our businesses. There is a privacy encroachment. And when you talk about a foreign government having access and having information about our personal and our business relationships, our overall strategies can be revealed. These are all things that we must fight against, and we have a great mechanism in this country to do that.
Nate, those are all such
Don't seem to be working.
Responses right there. And I'm just thinking, you could have so many different safeguards. You could have so many different protections on a computer or just an infrastructure. But like, as you said with TikTok, if you are welcoming that, you are downloading that in to your software and say, hey, come on in. Here's my phone. Here's my data, right?
Yeah, I don't need to put a bug in your place of business if your 13-year-old is sitting right across from you. And I have the ability to record, to get information from those applications. So it is a video app, and that is video is so revealing, with respect to our environments and where we are and who we are with. So these are all things that other governments, when they learn about us, it can create vulnerabilities. And when you look at the tensions that continue to rise between our two nations, or between us and the Chinese government. The idea that the United States has an apparatus around our cybersecurity infrastructure that simply needs a high prioritization with respect to our domestic and foreign policy.
It seems like if you were an international adversary hacking group, maybe the best way to get into American lives is not trying to just infiltrate, through a computer the old way, but to come up with an app that
Trojan horse.
Goes viral, and then you can just come on right in.
Sure. And look, this particular security key that got out,
I personally don't have TikTok. They banned me illegitimately. from TikTok. I uploaded a comedic video of me laying in the bed using a filter that crossed my eyes, and I was saying that I was going to start an OnlyFans, and they banned me for that. With all that's on there, they banned me for that. I appealed it. They told me the ban's going to stand. After that was when I heard about all of them, them infiltrating us with that app. So I was like, I don't want it then. I'm good. I'm glad you did. I'm glad you did. And they came at me in some email one day. Hey, Tyrone, we'd like you to be part of this. So and I'm like, wait, you guys took down my channel. You know that, right? Oh, whoa, what happened? You illegitimately banned me over a comedic video that I made. I told them the story. They had somebody email me. We wanted to find out what happened. I told them the details, and they never got back in touch with me. So I don't know what the hell that means, because I'm like, well, did you not handle it? Could you not handle it? Was it who I was talking to? Were they just a bum at it? Or like what was it? Because it's not legitimate. Like, it was a comedic video. So that doesn't, but whatever. I don't want it.
And I'm sure, our government is.
I don't care how big it is. I hear everybody over there making garbage money too, compared to YouTube. So,
with respect to how that occurred, but these third parties that have, a role to play, a very important role to play, they also need to double down with respect to their processes and procedures. Review this, make sure that it never occurs again, but also ascertain the damage that may have been
it'll happen
done here
again.
in this attack. We have the apparatus to respond. I'm sure that with respect to our counter in this, that we may never hear about that counter, but that rest assured that the United States government will not tolerate this activity from the Chinese. And this, is a constant provocation of our country around the security and the privacy of our people and our businesses. And with freedom and privacy rights,
I wonder if when Trump is finally sworn in, if it's going to keep happening.
Comes a duty for us within this technology ecosystem to have the appropriate infrastructure in place. Mid to small size businesses can't deal with China. They can't fight this fight. And this is the role of our government. And we have a very strong apparatus that needs more attention. It needs higher prioritization. And then when you look at things like TikTok, we have a social problem with respect to our love of the utility of these technologies. We can see our kids enjoying the social aspects of these social apps. But in the case of TikTok, we have to consider its ownership and how that data is treated. And does it create a vulnerability for us? And that dialogue is going on right now. But even our own president has struggled with that same conundrum. He needed it to reach our youth. And that says a lot about that application. And so there's a middle ground, and there is a apparatus here in the United States to address this. And again, we are the leaders, the inventors of this. And so we're the best at it. And, the Chinese government has a foe in us that they
better get better at it and at blocking hacking.
Not defeat with respect to this issue.
Yeah, very, very true. And Nate, great talking with you. Thanks so much for coming on and giving our...
All right. Man, look. Whatever, I ain't gonna worry myself over it. Remember I told you before, in life, you gotta care about things. Just not that much. Yeah, you don't worry yourself silly over stuff. So, post your comments down below. Let me know any extra info. I know a lot of y'all know some stuffs. So post it below. And maybe there'll be more videos tonight, but I'll definitely see y'all tomorrow. 10 million subscribers. Woo!